Hello and welcome to Empires of the Undergrowth. Command swarms of warriors at an unprecedented scale of warfare in this blend of RTS and base building. Lead ant colonies against the many fearsome threats of the insect world while building intricate nests, developing pheromone-based tactics, and evolving to meet growing dangers. This game was released just a few weeks ago on June 7th, 2024. It's developed by Slug Disco and is published by Hooded Horse. I've been watching this game for a while, and I heard about it a while back, and I wasn't sure how to go about this game. On one hand, it is, in fact, a really good RTS base builder, but on the other hand, it's insects and there are spiders, and I know that there's some sensitivity about those types of creatures on screen, especially if they're semi-realistic looking, and they are. So, I definitely want to do at least this one episode, and I've been playing the game on my own because I wasn't sure. And I definitely want to do this one episode because I don't want to let it go without covering it, because it is a really good game. But I want to hear some feedback on what you guys think about both the insects and the spiders. There is an arachnophobia mode, which I can show you here in the settings, and it's got a slider of different settings here. At the highest, I looked at it. At the highest, the spiders look like a blob of nothing. So we can definitely deal with the spiders to some extent, but the ants and other insects, they're going to still look like ants and other insects. So I don't want to chase anybody off with this, but I also don't want to not feature it because it's really good. So let's go ahead and jump into the game and take a look at how it's played, what it's about, all those things. The ratings on Steam are ridiculously positive. Like, it's almost unanimously positive from what I can tell. And so, like I said, I didn't want to let it go. And like I said, also, I've been playing it a little on my own, and I definitely realized it was something that I should feature. So let's just go ahead and play. I played through the tutorials. We don't need to show them here. They're pretty basic, and it'll be easily covered, that material, in the story here. So let's go into the story mode, which is a main game mode featuring a campaign and documentary-style narrated missions. There's also a custom game where you can have just, an environment, a custom map, basically. We can have an environment that you build in, and you can control the parameters of it and stuff like that. And then there's an arcade mode, which gives you additional scenarios, including the original demo levels and a battle arena. And we could potentially do that too if this game sticks around. But like I said, I definitely want to know your thoughts on whether it should stick around or not. So we'll call this episode a feature episode, and then it may turn into a series depending on what kind of feedback I hear. So let's go into the story mode. And so I've deleted the game that I started on. I guess I could have kept it, but I deleted it anyway. And you name your colony, so we'll go with my usual Wally colony. And I definitely am going to go with green, but there's quite a variety of choices here on what color ants you can choose for your colony. And we will start. The Formicarium. So here we open up into a green ant queen, and you can see.
Has taken well to her new home.
Tutorial time.
It's fascinating. She has already started to spawn.
No, okay. I guess I should let that go. Can I? Guess I gotta close it.
Incredible, really, that we found such a healthy specimen.
How long until we can expect to see interspecies polymorphism?
We should be patient and allow the colony to grow first. I've placed food nearby. Then we will introduce the Formica fusca and observe their reaction.
Excellent. Keep me updated on their progress.
So on the screen, and this is something you learn in the tutorial, on the screen, a green sort of halo there is a place where you can find food, and red is where you can find enemies. So welcome to your Formicarium. This is your hub from which you will launch levels, upgrade your home colony, and put it to the test. The Formicarium has two types of resource you will not see in other levels, and you will receive more of these by playing the other levels. Territory limits the number of tiles you can mark for excavation. That's up here. 7 out of 100 territory, 38 jelly, and then I'm not sure what the other symbol is. This one's food. Why is it? I'll have to maybe figure that part out again. From time to time, notifications with an eye symbol or tips with a light bulb will appear here. Right-click the icon to remove it or disable it in the options menu. Additionally, you can disable that type for the level from the top right of this box. To expand your colony, you are going to need space. When no tool is selected, selecting an undug tile will mark it for excavation. If workers can reach the tile, they will head to it and dig it out. Just south of your queen is some food marked by the green outlines. Try marking the tiles between your queen and the food for excavation. If an ant sees food, it will pick it up and bring it back to the colony, provided you have storage space. Once stored in your nest, the value of the food will be added to your resource counter in the top right. So this is a number of worker ants we have, I think. Yeah, workers, max workers. This is soldiers, max soldiers. This is food, max food. This one here is jelly. And then we have territory. And then this over here is, population, max population. Okay. So we have 38 territory we can expand into. We have 0 jelly to spend, which we'll talk about those once we have more of them or how it works. I'm going to go ahead and dig out a bit bigger of a space here. It seems like a room that's a 7 hex grid is a good size to do. Maybe not, but it seems like it's a good size. Now you have some resources. You can build some new workers. Select the Brood tile tab from the bottom right, and then select the Formica Eruptor worker. You can select any excavated tile to become a worker tile. An idle worker will come to build the tile. So it's over here. The brood menu, all we have is this worker ant here. And we can put down a few tiles of that like this. I'm keeping track because it's 20 food per tile.
Perfect. We will soon have a thriving colony.
And 20 food per tile, and then it takes a couple more food for them to actually hatch an ant. And any idle worker can bring an egg from the queen to a brood tile. The egg will develop and hatch into an ant, costing a small amount of food. A brood tile can only support 1 ant at a time, so if a worker brings a second egg to the same tile, it will only hatch once the first ant has died. And then your nest will design will affect how your colony performs. Ants receive a speed penalty when they walk on brood tiles, so building corridors and closed-off rooms allows faster movement around the nest. Corridors can be improved with speed tiles to further increase the efficiency of nest movement. All right, so we want to put a couple more of these in here, just to make it a solid 7. It seems like that's a good design to start with. Later, we could probably expand it into a bit bigger of a design, but seems like a good size to start with. So then we could do, like more corridors like this, for example. The food stores are full. Yes, thank you. In the bottom middle of the screen is your pheromone group assignment panel. Your ants are displayed here in groups based on their room, and hovering over them will highlight the room. Drag your ants from the nest group into group 1, and then right-click on a dugout tile. Your ants will notice the pheromone marker and head to it. So that's here. We can take this new group that we've been working on here, drag them over to 1, and then we can select 1, and 1, 2, 3, etc. on your keyboard. It selects these. And then we can right-click to tell them to go to that spot. And every ant in that group will go around that spot. And then we can clear that pheromone marker with backspace or by clicking that icon. In the top left is the level select dialog. From here you can see available levels and also the Formicarium challenges. Selecting a level will take you to a standalone level, and winning will provide you with rewards for your Formicarium. Formicarium challenges will put your Formicarium colony to the test, so make sure you are prepared before selecting one. And this is something that I didn't read well enough, I guess, when I played this the first time through, and I eventually reread or figured out what it meant, but I'm glad to read it that it actually is here, because that was going to be one of my sort of grumbles or complaints. The first group in the pheromone group panel is the nest group. That's this one here. Workers in the nest group will do jobs around the nest. This includes digging, carrying eggs to nurseries, and building / upgrading tiles. So we'll come up here to the level selection. And this is the thing that I goofed up the first time. I clicked on this one because it's green, and I was like, oh, green means easy, right? Actually, no, it's not easy. So what happens is these are the levels here they're talking about, which these take you to a standalone level where you can earn rewards for your home colony, i.e. this. And then you come back in your home colony here and you play these bar levels where they will... you actually have to do a contest or a thing here in your home colony, as opposed to one of those standalone levels. Once you're ready, open the level select dialog in the top left and select a level to play. New Home is recommended as the first level. Also didn't read that. And that's this one here, New Homes. Let's go ahead and pick that one. And we can change the difficulty here. I'm going to leave it on medium. It's not too bad. If you've played a RTS game before, go ahead and do medium. If you're new, then I would say do easy. We'll get 27 space, which we can dig out, colony size basically. Over 2,000 food, almost 2,200 food, and then 68 jelly. And we'll talk about what jelly is when we get it. So here on this screen, you can see there are spots with...
This Formica Fusca queen has set up home beneath a rotting log. She is fat and vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Her first brood will need to move quickly if the colony is to survive.
Outside of the Formicarium, digging is free and there is no adaptations menu. These levels are set up with units you can build and tile upgrades that are automatically unlocked. On beating these missions, you will select rewards to take back to your Formicarium colony.
Their priority now is to find food, and there is plenty around. But there are other hungry creatures down here.
Mm-hmm.
The workers will need to be vigilant.
So we want to go after
ants have encountered
food
a pocket
first.
of woodworm. These defenseless weevil larvae will make an excellent meal for the colony.
Mm-hmm.
They will be butchered and carried off for processing.
Processing. Let's open up a little bit more into this area. These woodworm will not fight back, and once killed, they can be taken back to your nest as food for your colony. And then we can come over here and we can work on some more ants. So we have 7 workers. That's enough to start with, I think. We're going to have to start working on our defensive force here. And so we want to start making these. Now, these cost 50 food per tile and 5 food to hatch. And these ones here were 20 food and 2 food to hatch. So we want to definitely keep going on these, but we're going to only be able to do a few to start with here, maybe like 3 to start with. So we'll have to wait until we have more food for that. And then I want to do maybe a hallway down this way, and then maybe come off of that hallway into a little bit of a side room here. And we can use these side rooms as chambers for our critters and things. We can also build a food storage tile. And I want to build some of those out here. These are only 5 food apiece, so they're a little bit cheaper. And we'll build more of those. Those also seem to be a good fit for the logical 7. To start with anyway, this the hex of 7. And we'll obviously add more to that later. But at least for now, carrying the food back, thank you. Now let's build one more of these. And we'll come over here maybe next. Let's go like... let's go like this, I think. What do you got to say for yourself? In addition to workers, the Black Ant Colony can produce soldiers. These are combat units and will not perform nest jobs, although they can pick up and harvest food. They deal much more damage than workers and have more health. And it does show you that here in this tooltip, I think. DPS minimal, health minimal, DPS moderate, health low. And so we can actually say, hey, these guys, since I put them in this command group, come over here and help kill off this food. And that way we can make... more advancement instead of the workers having to do the damage job alone. I'm going to avoid the spots with the red right now because we need to expand our colony a bit. But I think we can go down into this one. And we'll bring the soldiers over here. And we'll keep making some more soldier ants as well here like that. Although they won't be able to hatch those yet. Come on down here now. All 4 of you. We'll kill this food off and bring it back to the nest. And I want another one of you. And I want some more of the food tiles. That. And I think you're good down here. So let's clear their pheromone markers. They can do whatever they want. And we're going to have to now push through some of the enemies. We could probably do this one. There's 2 down there. There's 2 pretty much everywhere. Now that we have 7, we could do that. We can also look at the upgrades. And what the upgrades do is they level up your ants. You can only level up a tile, which is the ant. It levels up also the ant that lives on that tile. If it has 6 points, and then from level 2 to level 3, 12 points. And those are given by the surrounding tiles. If the surrounding tiles are walls or other nests, they will give 1 point. So we can upgrade this middle one, for example. It's all the food we have to do this. Upgrading costs the same cost as building, but you get an ant that's a little bit stronger than the previous one. So it's kind of a bit of a trade-off, but it might be worth it in many cases. So let's dig down here. Let's also get group 1 over here so they can help defend, because there's enemies down here. Get in there.
The workers have uncovered carnivorous larvae of Ocypus olens, the devil's coach horse.
The devil's coach
They are
horse.
born ready for combat.
There we go.
With powerful slicing mandibles for chopping up their prey. They are still small, however,
Yep.
and must undergo a final pupation before their armor is fully developed. If the ants are fast, they should be able to overwhelm these critters.
We did. The larvae of the devil's coach horse will attack ants on sight. They deal medium damage and bite fast. You guys to take on groups of them only when you outnumber them. Yeah, so we had 2. We had 7 ants to fight with, plus the workers. Let's go ahead and put these that were working into this group as well. We need more food. All right, so they give us some food, but they didn't give us a whole lot of food. So we're going to need to keep going on the food department here. Let's take maybe a passageway here down into this camp as well. I'm going to bring the group 1 over here again. We have 8 now in that group. Here they come. Wait a minute. Okay. I wanted to make sure they were here before we started this venture.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
There's some more. Let's do this. So there's 3 of them there, but we have 8,
If
so
the
we
ants
should
are
be okay.
disturb the adult of these larvae, the outcome for the colony may not have been so fortunate.
Yeah.
They must expand with caution.
Okay. And our objective over here, by the way, is to eliminate all nearby creatures. So we're working on that right now. Let's keep going with more of these. More food. Gotta watch that food count. It's gonna be close. Okay. Bring the food back. And they'll drop the food off either here at the queen, or they'll drop it off in that storage spot that I set up. And what else? Once a tile is surrounded by 6 tiles of the same type or walls, it can be upgraded. We just talked about that. The upgrade tool. Yep. There we go. All right, that might be all the food we got again. Let's see. We got 2 here. That might be a good one. Let's go over here and do these. Let's do these ones instead. Let's come all the way down maybe to here again. And we'll bring our troop over, as well as, of course, the workers. Eventually, we'll probably want to set up another group of workers, but for right now, they're doing okay without us. Keep going. I figured it would pop there. I didn't have to do anymore.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected. The colony is starving. There is not enough food to feed the new brood.
Well, we just brought in some food. Don't worry. And that warning message, though, is somebody died in the combat, probably, and in order to replace them, we didn't have enough food, so we had to build more. Let's do one of these upgrade or addition to this as well. And then I think what I want to do here is continue this sort of hallway, aisleway out into this area, rather than, starting a new, or cutting through here. That way we can kind of keep a linear path going with rooms off to the sides. Like we could dig a room here, we could dig a room here, we could dig a room back there, rather than this, rather than having connected rooms, because it was
are loose in
talking
the nest.
about
The
how that
larvae
was
must be protected.
an issue. There's no speed controls as far as I've noticed, so the game just runs at the speed the game runs at. And they're hauling off the critters. And then these are, I think it might tell us, but these are some sort of a pill bug. They kind of, these are dead ones, but if they were alive, which we might encounter some alive ones, they will kind of attach themselves to the ground, to the surface. Tiles surrounded by 2 levels, 2 tiles. By level 2 tiles can be upgraded to level 3. Each upgrade makes the ants produce by that tile more powerful, and at level 3 they will often gain an extra ability. Design chambers hexagonally and surround them by walls to be able to upgrade the maximum number of ants. Yep. So we are they've taken food out of it, and eventually the corpse just kind of disappears. So let's dig out another area here. We're good to do some upgrades now. I'm gonna go ahead and continue upgrading this particular colony or nest here. I want to do one more. Maybe. Yeah, one more. That'll be good for now. Let's go and open that up. They can dig into that. I'm going to leave these guys up here, I think, pheromone-wise. This group here will continue expanding the base, or expanding the colony. Go ahead and dig into that, too. We can make a couple of rooms here. We'll probably want another group of these before we expand into more workers. Not positive, but I think so. So let's make another group of these out here. We don't have enough food. So let's break into this food store here. Because, hey, there's food here. And we could actually make this in a bigger room if we wanted to make it a...
These wood lice will make
Here we
a
are.
significant addition to the colony's
Wood
larders,
lice.
but they are clinging tightly to the ground. It's going to take some effort to dislodge them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wood lice have thick armor and will take a while to kill. Their hunker down ability provides them with increased defense, reducing physical damage. Once killed, they can be harvested to provide food for your colony. And so that's what we're doing. We're killing them off, and then we'll harvest them for food. There we go. And then after they've killed, then they will harvest. They each have each of these groupings has a set of commands here that you can turn on and off. You can enable and disable food gathering and enable and disable attacking, both on the colony, the nest group, as well as each of the pheromone groups, which is kind of a nice thing. Let's go ahead and put up some more of these. Now, what's up next? The ants assigned to pheromone groups can be told to not gather food or not attack. Thank you, Game, for telling me the thing I just talked about. From the buttons to the right of the assignment panel, they may be used to prevent an attack squad from picking up food, or instead to prioritize gathering food in the heat of battle. Okay, they'll keep harvesting up there. We could have maybe put a food storage up here someplace too. That might be not a bad idea. That way we don't have to bring the food all the way back here. What I don't know is, does that affect colony growth or management at some point down the line? I just don't know. Probably not, so it might be a good idea to put some food up, storage up that way. And that might be a good spot to do it in, too. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put some food storage up here, too. Right in here someplace. Because really, this is not a good place for a brood nest, so this is probably a good spot for food. Oh, I only had enough for 3. Okay, go ahead then. We'll also probably punch into this one and see what we can find in there. Come on in. We'll have to come back and fight those 4 there as well. That's all, though, here in the bottom half of the map. Alright, there's some wood lice. We can go in and kill them off. No, not upgrade, just build. You can see the worker ants came in and started harvesting. Those are good little worker ants. Go ahead and build that up too, please. And this is already full because we haven't built it out yet. So they're carrying that all the way back to the base. So this is probably better to do, to have some food closer out here, or food storage closer out here, so we don't have to work our way all the way back. And then we can do some more of these guys. And that'll be another group of 7. We can put those into Command Group 1 as well. And then maybe some more workers. Maybe. You can upgrade storage tiles just the same way, and they do store more food then. Probably wouldn't hurt to do that, except that this is a very open area, so it wouldn't be that great to do here until we fill in the rest of this with more food tiles, which we could do. Come over here and finish that one off, please. We could dig out another spot for more. Actually, this wouldn't be too bad for more workers too. If it was time for those, I don't know if it is or not, really. All right, so we should be clean here now. I think we can probably take on this group of 4. At least I hope we can. If we can't, well, we can't. Let's go ahead and build this out too, just to be a little bit fuller. And that way it also will give us the ability to upgrade more of it, because they're up against all the walls. A little differently shaped, but I think it'll be all right. All right, so you come over here, and then let's do some digging down into here, please, with some of the workers. Stay here. Stay here. And then we'll take on...
There are intruders in the nest.
Those 4. We have 21, so that should be plenty strong enough. Looks like maybe 2 of them died. That's okay. Yeah, they already killed them off. That's good. Let's see. We're good there now. Let's do maybe some upgrades. Some of these. We can do this. When you do the upgrade, too, you can see also now the bonus to the next tile, the adjacent tile, is a +2 instead of the +1. And that gives you the ability to upgrade more tiles to level 2 than you would have had before and otherwise. We'll go ahead and upgrade this whole area to level 2, including that one down there. Now, it was a 5 before, but now that it got some of these +2 bonuses, it made it up to 6. And that's just because there's an opening here. The doorways are always a little weaker. So they're all now there, and these 3 central tiles can actually be upgraded to level 3. So let's go ahead and do that as well. We won't be able to get... Well, maybe we'll be able to get some of the other ones upgraded. Yeah, actually, we'll be able to get this one and this one. But not that one because there's too much of an opening here. Hey, we got some 3s. That's good. And this one down here is just really, really not good. Not a good spot. Okay, so you all are good now. Why don't we work our way out here, get some more of this food, and kill these enemies. There's a lot of enemies. Well, maybe we should do this one first then. Let's do this one first. There's only 3 enemies over here. Do we need more workers right now? I don't feel like we do. Let's not do it. Go into there. And the workers to come in, of course, and dig that out. Look, we have a storage of 960 now. We can store 960 food. That'll be good for upgrades later.
There are intruders in the nest.
Attack. 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 Okay, just a little bit of food there. That's a pretty big group, but you know what? Let's build one more group of these. We don't have it all the way there yet, but that'll get us something. And then we probably do some upgrades also. I haven't been doing upgrades. I should probably do them. Let's see. This might trigger the whole group if we go into here. I'm not sure. So we better not do that. There's 5 here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over there. There's a bunch over here. Why don't we go... I'm going to go after this 5. Group 1, come on over here. Keep the food we've got so that we can keep upgrading. And once we get these guys, we can work our way this way.
There are intruders in the nest.
There we are. Get them.
The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
It's fine. We'll get there. Yeah, but I think I'm going to come out through this way. Like this, maybe. Let's have you folks come over here and be ready to work again. We have 26 possible. There's a little bit of food we gathered from this. We should have left them there, but I would like to get in to get this food and that food before too long. We'll leave. We won't build any more stuff until actually we have a little bit better source of food here.
There are intruders in the nest.
There they are. All right, attack. Attack, attack, attack. I suppose if I had done another group of workers, I could put them on a different command group, and then I could tell them to come up here and harvest this food, for example. That might have been a smart thing to have done. I didn't do it, but that might have been a smart thing to have done. Let's move you folks up here. I could also say move these over here like this and have them go up and take care of that food. While the rest of this army is clearing these, and the workers can do whatever they want to do then. The workers we have, that is. Let's go ahead and build another group of workers. Just so we have another group we can work with. And they can join that group too. And then I'll pull these back into the fighting group here. Once we have them. Actually, we can do it now. It's fine. Let's do a couple more to get that group full. I don't know if that's going to join those two together now, though. They might. Because they're not a separate... They won't be a separate nest anymore. Yeah, it did. Okay, it made them a group of 14. That's fine. I don't mind. Let's go ahead and dig into here, then. No, not group 2. Group 2 can have no pheromones. Although I could make them come over here and be the ones that dig the wall out. Because they would do that. That might actually not be a bad idea. Otherwise, I'm not sure entirely always how to use the additional pheromone groups. Other than to tell them come up here and eat or harvest food. Oh, let's see. We need some more food and then we can do some upgrades. We should do that next. I think we should be good with 28 fighters and the additional 7 workers here. Now the question is where to go next. I think maybe over here we go next. That was English. Are you all good to go over there? It looks like. So let's bring you over here too. Once they get here, we can have them do some of the digging. Because they will do the digging. If we look at their... It doesn't show that. Okay. Digging, I think, just happens with workers. And workers only. Or maybe not. Can't tell if it's which ants it is. You can also press C to see...
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Which, what their stats are, what level they're at, how many diamonds you see here is what level they're at, what their health bar is, and then whether they're fighter ants, the red box, or they are worker ants, the green box. That's kind of helpful. Go ahead and remove your thingy here. Do we get through all this? And then we can bring them all into here. And we can dig our way up there, too. That'll do. And then let's do some upgrades. Yeah, you all could use upgrades. Let's see, this one could use a few more upgrades. Not those, at least not yet. Those for sure. You can go to level 3 in the middle there. This one. And this one, because these are open, so they're a little harder to upgrade. And then this one here will get us to level 3 in the middle. Yeah, not the workers yet, but everybody else. Don't have enough food. Yeah, we're out of food. Hooray, we're out of food. Oh, get up there, everybody. Kill those pill bugs. Or wood lice. Yeah, wood lice. And then the group 2 can start on harvesting, maybe. So now we have to decide, do we do this one or do we do that one? Good question. Could be either that we want to do first. This one looks more dangerous because if it opens up at once, it's more dangerous, I should say. I don't know whether it is or not, but if it does, then that's a problem. Let's do more upgrades, though. Stop there till we get a little more food in. Like that. There till we get a little more food in. I'll do that one. And I think that'll be good for now. But that's about it for the food. So let's come over here and do this one. And dig, like, maybe up this way into there. Wait for them all to scurry on over there. You can see, though, they're getting a lot of them are level 2 now. There's even a level 3 there that we did. Which is helpful. Okay, and then let's do that. And pull the ones up. into there.
There are intruders in the
these
nest.
are still just the little ones. We'll leave the 2s down here for now until the ones can get them, or yeah, ones can get them all killed off. So that way we don't lose too many workers. Since we don't have that much food available right now.
The colony is starving.
Yeah,
There's
I know.
not enough food to feed the new brood.
There will be. There will be. Alright. You all come up here and start hauling off food. Again. And then we'll come back over here and take care of this stuff. Once they've finished with the food, which they might already have... No, there's a little bit over here. Uh-huh. That might be it, though. Ones can come over here. Yep, 2s look like they're done. So come on over here, too. Let's do a few more upgrades to the fighters here. We'll go level 3 on you. Couple of upgrades there for you guys. You see how much they slow down when they walk across these. That's why it's best to have them in side rooms rather than on the main line like this one is. Oops. And that's all I can afford again. Alright, oops. I might not have been a good idea to do all of that, but that's okay. And then we can do this. See what that leads to.
There are intruders in the nest.
Back off number 2s. Yeah, see, there's only 5, so we lost 2 of them immediately. Okay, so this was a separate room, which is nice. I just didn't know whether it would be or not. A little bit more food, a little bit more upgrade. I could do this one then. And then I can actually almost get that one, but not quite. Too bad. That one too then. Yeah, oh well. So close yet so far. I think we're good at this point. So why don't we punch into this last one here. Workers, come on over.
Predators are loose
And
in
there's
the
the
nest.
parents.
The larvae must be protected.
There's the grown-ups.
The ants have stumbled into the path of a fully developed devil's coach horse beetle, and it's hungry for breakfast. The beetle is almost 4 times the size of a black ant, and protected by thick plates of external armor. Whilst it bites at the tiny defenders, it sprays foul-smelling secretions from the end of its raised abdomen, disorientating the ants.
So the ant wander over there and die. I did this, hopefully I could get them to walk around maybe and attack from behind. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I don't know how smart the ants are. You can see them dying off and trying
the
to
devil's coach horse is dead.
We got one of them
Its
down.
corpse will provide food to support
And there's 2.
dozens of new brood.
Okay, 2s come back up here. A fully grown devil's coach horse is aggressive, has a large health pool, and a powerful but slow bite. It will periodically spray directly in front of it with a foul-smelling secretion which confuses ants hit by it. It will take a large force to take down.
This Formica fusca colony has now established itself as a rising power in the Undergrowth.
Oh, nice.
Soon their territory will need to expand above ground, where new challenges await. For the time being, however, the Queen is safe.
Alright, so we can choose a reward for our Formicarium. And what you get is either an additional 7 territory blocks, or 8, excuse me, an additional 700 food, 650 food, yeah, 650 food, or an additional 20 jelly. In my opinion, the jelly is what you always want to take, but, you know, it just seems like extra territory is good, but eventually you've dug up enough, you've built enough, you don't really need more space. Maybe. Extra food is nice, but when you're going from 2,200 to 28.5 almost, in both cases, it's not, I don't think it's that much of a big deal. And then the extra royal jelly, though, this stuff is used for upgrades to your colony, not to these outer colonies. So I want to take the jelly here, and you can choose to play more. If we had, wanted to finish collecting things or whatever, we could do that. But this colony is effectively done. We can expand more, sure, but there's nothing else to do other than to build more. So if you did that, and then you wanted to leave, you can just quit the Formicarium. And then it'll give us a victory screen here where I did not get any achievements. Medium difficulty without upgrading any soldiers. Beat new home on hard difficulty within 17 minutes. Okay, we didn't play hard difficulty. Beat new home on extreme difficulty. We didn't do that either. And then picky eater, beat new home on impossible. Yeah, so we didn't get any of those achievements. I did get an achievement, though, for completing it in general. Gives us a bit of a score here. Tells us how much stuff we gained for the Formicarium. And then we can return to the Formicarium here.
How is the colony progressing?
The Queen is exhibiting interesting new behaviors. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
Okay, so we can, let's do this first. In order to access the surface, you'll need to mark the surface tunnel to be excavated. To the very north of your queen is the surface tunnel. Left-clicking on this will mark it for excavation. Resources gained from levels will be dropped into your Formicarium on the surface. And then here we can unlock the black ant. And the black ant costs 75 jelly, which is why I said it's a good idea to get the jelly, because each of these things costs more and more jelly to get. The black ants are your fighters versus the workers that we have already. So we definitely want fighters. And then that gives us the level 1, and then we can also unlock level 2 and level 2 for the workers as well here in our colony. Now we had those upgrades in the mission, but we don't have them here in our colony. We can also add these additional upgrade slots, which we can't afford any of them right now, so we can talk about those later if we get that far. Let's go ahead and do maybe another side tunnel. Something like this, I think. Maybe even a 2-wide tunnel. And then from there, we can spin off some of our little rooms here, like this. And then we can set up a new place for some of the fighters, if we had the food. Right, we need to come up here and dig out. This is the
The Reptor workers have raised their first Formicafusca ant.
ground access or
Finally,
surface
we
access.
have the opportunity to observe multiple species within the same colony.
All right, so then now that's open, we have access to the surface here. And on the surface, we can see a whole crap ton of food that was dropped. And I want to send Group 1 out here to collect the food. And I'm actually going to put this one in Group 1 so they can help with the food gathering. The colony group won't go out there on the surface unless we put them into one of the pheromone groups. The surface is a wide open space that may have other creatures, colonies, and hazards. Control in the surface is very much the same as underground. Ants assigned to a pheromone marker will form a trail through the surface tunnel and to the marker. Actually, maybe that should be in Group 2, and then we can have you go and attack that right off. That might be a good idea. I'm going to want to put a food storage somewhere up in this area, I think. Just for the same logical reason, if it is logical after all, of having more food closer to where it's coming from, which is, in this case, the surface. Also here on the surface are a couple more grubs scattered around. We'll want to make sure that Group 2 goes and cleans those up too. Once we get more in Group 2, we can do that, or we can do it now. 2, come on up here and kill that one. They killed the one down here, and it can sit here until Group 1 comes down and comes up and collects it. But I really need to expand some food storage, so let's do that real quick. I want to put that maybe off to the side again, so maybe like here. Come on in this way, and that way we can work on more food storage. The third resource in your Formicarium is jelly. In the top left is the adaptations menu. We've already looked at that, where you can spend jelly on new species, upgrades, and minor improvements. And then let's put some food storage in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I think I'll upgrade those fairly quickly, maybe. Maybe not. We can decide that as time goes on, I think. But they'll keep gathering this food. Remember, there's 2,000 food up here. So we'll kind of keep gathering that as we go. And then we can just keep expanding. I see it looks like they have killed that one other grub. They have collected it even, so now that they've done that, we can take them over here and take out this one. There we go. And this way, they'll bring the food in from the surface right here instead of having to carry it all the way down to the queen. Makes your life a little bit more efficient. And I think I'm okay with maybe putting a another colony kind of behind the first one, like this. Otherwise, we could make this room bigger and expand it into a bigger group, which we still could do, actually. That would be fine to do. Bringing in the food. We're probably going to want some more workers, too, because we're going to want to do... we're going to want to have more surface work going on. So I'm going to actually do this one a little differently. I'm going to expand it out on a surface or an edge basis there to make the room just bigger. That way we can expand it into a larger group rather than just having the customary sort of 7 there. Go. Not enough food. And we'll need some more fighters, which we don't have enough food for them yet. Let's go ahead and upgrade this food storage. That's a good idea. Oops, this way. It's cheap to do, and we can store a lot more food that way. But this group 1, is got the pheromone marker on the food, although we could probably move it a little bit so that it's a little closer to the actual food. And then group 2 was over here killing that one. They can come over here and help with food gathering now because they're done with the other thing. Let's do some more upgrades to the food storage here. You, and then we'll get the middle here done. So they only get 1 bonus point from the wall, which is why the ones on the edges don't really get to upgrade beyond level 1. But I suspect as time goes on, we'll actually be able to reinforce the walls to get a 2nd point from them, and that would be kind of a neat thing, I think. Let's do that, and then some more of these guys. Because we really need more food gathering going on. I think that's a good size. 3, 3, 3. Yeah, that's the next size up sort of thing. That's 19 tiles. So we went from 1 sort of to 7 to 19. And then we can keep going from there if we want. Let's do some more of these guys too. Yeah, we have plenty of food. So let's do this. And then we can upgrade them if we want. Or we can upgrade the workers if we want. Either one. But I think what we'll do is we'll leave this here for now. I'm going to have them continue to keep gathering this food off the surface. And then if you all would like to see more of this game, let me know, of course, as I mentioned at the beginning, in the comment section or in the chat, or come to Discord, which you can find the link in the description below to come to that. And let me know what you think about this as far as, arachnophobia, but also just general insectophobia type of things. If you're uncomfortable with it, by all means, let me know. It won't be an everyday series like Ocean World Eden Crafters was just completed with, but I'm going to put it in the rotation if you all are interested in having it in the rotation. So let me know your thoughts, and we can work on it from there. But for now, we're going to leave this here, and we will see what happens in the future. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.